Hey, Matt.
Nicholas, nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Being
I
ready
see
for
it,
Friday.
I know that's a screen behind you, but is it still raining in Georgia?
It's been raining all week, honestly. I mean, like, I feel the whole month has been rainy. It's been,
Oh,
I think Georgia is the new Florida. I was
I,
telling
I
my wife.
yeah. Well, in Pennsylvania, it hasn't stopped literally all week. It's finally let up today. It's going to come back over the weekend, which is a great segue because we're going to talk about a little bit of live plant, live selling today.
Yeah,
So
that would be
this,
cool.
all this rain, all this water helps the plants, no doubt about it.
All right, well, let's get started.
All right.
All right, everybody. This is Nico with eStreamly, the company that gets you live stream and video commerce on your site, social media, email, SMS, wherever you are. Your content is shoppable. So excited to be here with my great friend Matt from E6 Marketing, the company that gets you on QVC and HSN. And we don't have a special guest today, so it will be just the two of us. First of all, before we start, I just want to thank you for all the new followers that we've got recently, especially on Spotify. So thank you all for being here. I hope you love the show, and feel free to continue sharing. Tell us, come and reach out to us and tell us what you do and how do you like this show, how do you discover us, but also more interestingly, like what is the thing that excites you about. Matt, before we get started, why don't you tell us what the show is about?
Yeah, Nicholas, thank you. Video commerce so relevant today in the e-com world or the brick and mortar world. Anything. Video commerce is the application or the app that started way back when with DRTV, direct response television. Those commercials in the middle of the night evolved into QVC and HSN 24/7 live shopping, along with other networks across the U.S. And now it's evolved into social commerce. It should, your app, your apps, TikTok Shop, and others, your live selling on your own websites. It's basically an evolution of what ecom has started out becoming, and now it's all over through video. So video is definitely the way to market your brand and the way to market your products in 2025 and beyond. So we talk about two or three topics each week. Nicholas and I are I guess chin deep into the video commerce world. We talk about this every week and we live this every day. So Nicholas, today, I'm still spinning. My head's still spinning from our topics last week with Laura. We had a great show last week, and we talked about this evolution of artificial intelligence creating video content. It's just amazing.
Yeah, I know. And to be frank with you, you were asking about, well, can I take a Kim Kardashian and create a video out of it, like and endorsing a product? And the reality is, I think we're not very far from that. In fact, one of the fun facts that I did for us today is I try to play with actually. I created this short prompt where I took a picture of you from your LinkedIn, post it up, and I say, hey, have Matt walking on the street in Brazil, like on a street, make him wear this sunglass from this company. Can't remember the company I pick up, but I the audio didn't came through. I did that in 5 minutes, so it was not great. But again, I think it makes a good zoom in on the product itself, and you can see what it looks like, and you've got a good background and everything. So AI is coming for product, and in fact, it's coming for more than we think. Actually, there's this company that we've been talking before on the show called Wix, and they just acquire Israeli company to do just that. And that company is you feed them an image of a product, and it's creating a video out of it. And so Wix is this platform that has this website builder platform, and it's been used by thousands and hundreds of thousands of people to create website in a very quick way. But what's interesting with that is that Wix has been pushing a lot in ecom. We've talked about this last year and the year before, and now with this idea of like, I take a product, I push it. So I think it's the Wix type audience is very much like the audience of like build. They are not tech people, tech savvy folks. So it's mostly like, how do we build it myself? But I found it very interesting because for them to embrace that, it's kind of not surprising. But the reality, it does show that this is where the I will say the bulk of the masses are going. And the last thing I'd like to share with you, Matt, and the reason I truly believe this is a big revolution is if you think, if you I don't know if you've been scrolling on social like X or anything, but you get some really interesting video, like from, so this one is a giraffe that is riding a bike in middle of New York City, and you see how it's pretty well done. You've got this whole interview, this whole interview of like that person writing like a completely AI auto show and interviewing people, which giving opinion about the car and giving opinion about what the show is about. You've got a full FX here with this car crashing. I mean, or that this here this we've got this what is this frog talking in Spanish into like this interesting space. All I'm saying is that it's crazy how these things is moving. It's super getting easier and easier, and I think it's people are gonna embrace it and go run with it.
I still blown away. I'm blown away by it. So now, like, what did the Super Bowl last year 30 seconds cost? Like whatever it
Eight
cost.
million, right? Eight
Yeah,
million,
$8
like
million dollars for 30
yeah,
seconds
yeah,
of airtime. But so now they could just create this video on their own and pay for the airtime,
yeah.
right?
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
if they
we
wanted to do it
saw
that way.
Jay Z. I think was it Jay Z that did that, like just record himself on his phone and then post that for. I mean, there has been attempt of lowering the cost, but certainly I will not be surprised that at Super Bowl maybe next year we'll see like a whole 30-second video about a product.
Oh,
All
100%. We're definitely going to see it. It's amazing. It's truly amazing. It's scary. Again, all this technology, how fast it all moves. Like, what's it mean? What are the ramifications of business and marketing and sales and everything?
and
It's
storytelling.
crazy.
Because one of the thing that I know you and I we've been rambling around is like this whole notion of storytelling, right? Is is the short form getting us away from short storytelling, or short form content getting us away from storytelling? I think you've been pretty advocating that it is in some way doing the case. But I will tell you, like, if can go back to a storytelling, because I think the problem with storytelling is like you need a little bit more time to do it, and it's cost. And in this, I remember this conversation we had with the CMO from Depot recently, where she said from 2024 to 2023, she had they commissioned the studies and they had to produce twice as much content to get the same amount of engagement. So you're into this mode where you have to produce more and more content, and because you're producing more and more content, you have to figure out a way to reduce the cost. And I think because you're in that, maybe leveraging AI will get you back to you can still do both.
Nicholas, yesterday I spent, as we talked about in the show, I worked through QVC and HSN. I was born through home shopping into this world, and I've got a certain way of communicating from a sales perspective to the customers. And my customer's a little older. She's a baby boomer, mainly female, 55 to 70 years old. So I know exactly how to market and sell to my wife and my mother and those two generations, but I don't know so much about how I market to my daughter, who is 26 years old. But I listened to a podcast yesterday, and they talked about two different things that I'll get on to you with. And then I watched TikTok Shop on QVC for multiple minutes at a time, different times of the night. And I've got two topics that I wanted to say to you and ask you about in the current world of video commerce. Is entertaining and storytelling a priority in the TikTok Shop world that we're in today? And by that, I mean, in my method of selling and marketing product, it's fairly fast. It's minutes at a time, 6 to 8 minutes. And we know the customer's tuning in and out. So we repeat the same themes more than one time. Top 3 or 4 selling features repeated because we know the customers are tuning in and out. TikTok Shop, I'm assuming that method of selling is the same thing. They repeat the same things over and over, that they're giving away something, or the special is going to be over in a couple minutes, that kind of thing, because the customer is tuning in and out throughout. But the speed of TikTok Shop, specifically TikTok Shop, is so disruptive and fast to me. It's a turnoff. It's not entertaining and it's not storytelling. Where the QVC HSN methods of old school home shopping and direct response television, DRTV, there's a story to tell, an evolution to education where the customer makes a informed decision to buy the product. I think it's lost on TikTok Shop. I really do. And I wanted your opinion on, is this just the new way? Is this younger generation? And we are talking about, a 15 to 25-year-old somewhere in the middle shopping through TikTok Shop as their core customer, right? Is
Yeah.
this how this young shopper wants to be engaged with brands and with opportunities to buy product? And is she completely different than her mother and her grandmother? Or are they off the rails and they're just going at rapid speeds and they're not gaining any traction with growing their customer base?
Yeah. Well, I'd love to hear if anyone in the audience has some thought on that. So reach out to us or respond during the live. But I think one of the things that we know is if you look at what's happening right now with and what TikTok really was a revelation for a lot of people is like people want to consume more content and in a shorter way, faster. We're really in this like constant that consumption of the content at a very fast pace. So in a way, you are to an environment that created this speed of consumption of video, right? So that's what TikTok was, and that's why it was so good at. You've got this algorithm and all that stuff. So all this ecosystem is about speed of delivering you a rush of adrenaline for a specific piece of content. And so if you think of the live stream, you gotta figure out a way to keep that on because that's what people come and get for, or you're gonna get away. So I don't I think that the ecosystem generated this way. So I don't think it's fair to say, well, TikTok is not good at delivering storytelling the way we used to. What we see is it's just that the VC model has not built and it's never been that way because it was a TV medium, and TV has always been about stories and spending the time, and you are watching a whole full thing of maybe an hour and a half, and here you're moving to a very fast-paced environment where people are used to fast, and so if you disrupt that, what is the experience? And I think if people we know that TikTok grows, and if that's the format that works, that's what they keep doing it. If it was not working, they will probably go long form. Now, does it deliver on the storytelling? And does it deliver on the connection with the customer? This is really the question that you are asking implicitly, and I do believe that in a way, um, it certainly does better than just not doing it through short form video. I do think the customer gets what they want, and we have to remember, like most folks, they when you are in a shopping mode, um, I guess you want to get your answers answered. And like you want to see the product, get your answer answered. As if the product sounds good to you, you may want to buy it. So I don't know if there's more to that. And we're getting into more and more transactional relationship with the user. So I think storytelling is for another time, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, it seems like in 2025, would you say not contractual? What was that word? Where they buy the product.
Oh, the intentional.
Yeah,
No.
right. The intentional shopping. I'm here to buy a pair of shoes. I'm going to buy a pair of shoes. Which ones will I buy? I don't need a whole lot of content to
Yeah.
figure that part out. So entertaining and storytelling doesn't really relate to her because she knows she's going to buy a pair of shoes no matter what. If you're watching it as an entertainment app or an entertainment channel, then the entertaining part of it has something to do with it. The
Yeah.
engagement between two people or whatever they're saying or doing to hold her longer. Aren't we trying to hold her a little bit longer? Because the longer you hold the customer, the more opportunity there is to gain her as a consumer. So I differ
It's
in
a
how
good
TikTok
question,
Shop
right?
is
Uh,
starting this. I just
I think it's the valid point. Uh, when you're on TikTok, are you trying to hold that customer longer or not? Because the customer is swiping, so are you trying to hold them, or are you trying to get that sales right there, and then move on, and then get
Yeah.
to the next sale, and get to the next sale, get to the next sale, and that's
Why wouldn't you
maybe.
want to hold her? If you hold her longer, if she watches 45 seconds versus 20 seconds, isn't she more isn't there a better opportunity for her to buy the product? The old school thinking, but I don't know if TikTok Shop's thinking like that. And that's what I'm trying to learn. I mean, it's a complete learning, and everyone's learning it. It's only been here for a year and a half, or almost
Yeah,
2 years. So
yeah.
it's really interesting. You
Well,
come your newsletter this week brought up a great app that I was not familiar with that apparently is blowing up. It's
yeah,
called PalmStreet. It's a
yeah,
live shopping app around rare plants and other things around gardening, right?
yeah, absolutely. And so PalmStreet raising 25 million to bring live shopping to more creator and collectors. So this app has been on for some time now. I'll say maybe 2 years. I had the chance to meet with one of the founders. They're just fantastic people. And Palm Street is really about like, it started as selling plant, right? So they started from the concept that they saw on Facebook. A lot of people were like doing Facebook Live to try to growing a little bit some gardening, and then trying to sell those plants to each other through Facebook's marketplace. And then they said, hey, what? And they were doing it live. So what can we do it is an app? And so they started this way, grew the market very well, and now they're selling makers, crystal, reptile, lifestyle. So really on the maker community, right? The people that are creating stuff and try to sell some of their creation. So it's not really going after the collectible. It's more about the maker community kind of say, right? Like so I found it quite kind of interesting, and yeah, so very dynamic. And the fact that they raise money, it's pretty cool. It's another way of showing that it's live shopping is working. What what I think is super interesting from my point of view is, if you think that whatnot is becoming this behemoth in the live shopping space, Palm Street, um, maybe they're like, because the money they got was from various VCs that and now really big VCs, so they are not like random investment, and those companies look for really big returns. So it's certainly, in my view, they are trying to go after honor and become that second place, where you can do your live shopping. So I don't know, just
User generated content, right, Nicholas?
yep,
User generated content on Palm Street.
yeah, very
I,
much
I
like
know
TikTok.
I know enough to be dangerous on the live plant world because I've worked with a couple brands that sell through video, and the back end of live plant selling and basically having greenhouses and growing products from seedlings and the whole thing is a process and it's hard work. It's it's
Oh yeah,
it's farmers work. It's
yeah.
hard to grow sales, to grow marketing through seedlings, starting out with seedlings that you get from all over the world. Now this is a user generated content. Palm Street, where are they getting the inventory?
Well, I mean I mean, don't you have plant in your house? I mean, and maybe you taking an offspring and then separating that, and like, oh, maybe you selling that. There's a bunch of people
But
selling
are they
that.
selling like two or three at a time?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think it's, we're not talking about like people having huge inventory. It's probably like people that have like 5 or 10 plants to sell that week, and that's what they sell, and then
Okay. I'm going to spend time on this app this week. It's called Palm Street. So my question is, why is it so popular? And I'll say this to you again, Nicholas. It's got to be the storytelling.
I
It's
think
got to be the storytelling.
this one is I will say this one is definitely not about speed, because the community is a maker community. So it's people that are educated about the space and how do we craft something, and so all of a sudden you're not talking about fast fashion, makeup or anything where it's all about like the how do you feel about it. It's more about like what's behind the scene that makes it happen, and I think that's what people are buying, right? So all of a sudden, this one is certainly probably a slower pace, more engaging, more connecting deeper to the audience, and going further from there.
Live plants are a multi-billion-dollar
Oh
industry
yeah,
in the U.S.
absolutely.
alone. In the
Yeah,
U.S. alone. but
Yeah.
it's a job. It's hard labor to grow inventory of live plants. So I'm fascinated with it. I'm going to learn more about PalmStreet this week to see how it works. I'm curious on why it's so popular and how you get engaged as a
Yeah.
consumer. So
Well, you have
that's
to
my
tell
homework
us
for the
this
week.
next week. We'll have to have your report on the Matt report about
Yeah.
Palm Street. Perfect. Well, it was another great episode. If you're here, please, we're here every Friday on LinkedIn as well as on YouTube and on Facebook. Please, if you we look forward and to see you again next week. Comments, please share with your friend. We also have a newsletter called the VCommerce podcast. We turn it into a newsletter. You can find it on Substack under eStreamly. And then, obviously, you can find us on Spotify as well as on Apple. Actually, on Spotify, you can actually even comment and directly in the Spotify app. So if you want, we are reading all your comments. So if you want to comment, please do so. Thanks everyone for being here, Matt. Great show again, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
Everyone have a great weekend. Bye bye.
All right.